Hey everybody, it's me, Rebel Piggy, here with a brand new episode. Today's recipe is butternut squash soup, and here we go. This is a favorite of mine, so keep that in mind. Yes. So here we go. We have our pot, and we're going to set it at medium heat, and we're going to add light olive oil. I cannot stress to you how difficult it is for me to say that for some reason. Light olive oil, and we're going to add our chopped yellow onion. Once we add our yellow chopped onion, we're going to kind of break it up for any pieces that we're sticking together. But I mean, it doesn't really matter here. Everything's going to be very roughly chopped. And we're looking for a transparent appearance in our onion. So that's going to be 5 to 6 minutes before we add our potato. And we are using the yellow Yukon Gold potatoes with the skin on because it adds a lot of fiber. And it really just makes it a lot easier to make this. So you're going to add that in there, and really you're just going to stir it all up, and we're going to just, coat it all together, cook it for a little bit, and we're going to add our salt and pepper. Now the pepper here, it is cracked pepper, and please keep in mind this recipe, in my choice of eating this, is with a lot of pepper, so you will see that there's going to be a lot of pepper in this. And of course we use sea salt, and everything's really to taste, but at the beginning I would put just a little bit of salt there at the beginning, just so everything gets very nicely flavored. Otherwise it doesn't come out tasting as good if you add it at the end. And we're also adding our butternut squash, as you saw there, making sure everything is coated with the oil and the seasoning. And now we're adding our Knorr homestyle stock pack. Those are very nice because it's very concentrated, and I just like cooking with it a lot more. We're going to stir that all up. We're really looking to cook it a little bit on the higher side, like medium high, for maybe 5 to 7 minutes. And now we're going to cover it, set it at low for at least 30 minutes. And now we're going to come back, and what you're going to see is you're going to find it almost cooked all the way through, or mostly cooked for a lot of these vegetables. And at the bottom you're going to have a fond. Now it's not going to be like a crispy fond, we're not looking for that, but there will be a bit of a fond at the bottom. And now you're just going to scrape that up. Once you have that scraped up, you're going to keep stirring that around. And what we're going to add here is we're going to add our dry white wine. And I can't emphasize enough, it has to be dry, which means it's not sweet. Okay, no Moscato, no Rosé, even though Rosé is not white, it's like a pink, or a Riesling. Riesling can be dry, but it tends to be more on the sweet side, so we want to keep this dry. Cabernet Sauvignon or Pinot Grigio, okay, something along those lines, or maybe even a Pinot Gris. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but whatever. Now we're going to add our water, just enough to where it covers everything, and we're going to stir that a little bit, and we're going to recover it. Okay, once it comes up to a boil, we're going to recover it. We're going to leave it there for maybe 30 minutes. And once we come back 30 minutes later, it's going to be like this. We are going to take a spoon or fork, something, to check to make sure that everything gets crushed pretty easily when you mash it against the spoon. All right. So everything, including the butternut squash. The butternut squash doesn't take as long to cook as the potatoes, so that's why we add the potatoes first in our cooking process, besides the onion. Now that that is mashable, easy to blend up, we're going to put it into the blender. And I have here my Ninja blender, and I believe this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 to 10 cups. Okay, that you can put in here. What we're looking for is a very smooth consistency. Okay, we're going to put that in there, and we're going to begin pulsing. So pulse maybe 3, 4, 5 times, and then once I finish pulsing, that's when I go for a smooth run of the blend. And then we're going to set it to 1 blend power higher. I don't know how to describe it, but you know what I'm talking about. So go from 1, 2 to 3 after you've pulsed it a few times. Now once that's done, you're going to take it off, or take the lid off. You're going to take the blender off, and you're going to see it's very smooth, and that's what we're looking for. And now we're going to return that mixture that we just blended up into our pot. Now, if you're vegan or vegetarian, you can substitute a lot of stuff, so I'll talk about that at the end. But you're going to return it to a low to medium pot as far as heat goes. Going to add that mixture back in, and make sure that you're careful because the viscosity of this has changed, and so it will become more like magma. Like, think about whenever you make spaghetti. If you have it set too high, it's going to come up and bubble up and just burn you, so be careful. And you're going to add your half cup of heavy cream once you have it all mixed together. This is my favorite part, so you want to see how creamy you want it. I like it semi-creamy. I don't like it to be super yellow, somewhere in the middle. Okay, so it's really up to your preference, but add it at the very end, and have to make sure it has a lot of fat in it, the heavy cream, obviously. Now I tasted it and I thought, you know what? I needed some more pepper, so I added pepper. What was I talking about earlier? I like it with a lot of pepper. So that's what I'm adding here. And remember, there is going to be like some potato rinds in there floating around. But you know what? If you don't want those potato rinds, then peel the potato. But this is how I prefer it. So I plated it up. I put a little, you know, fancy thing of heavy cream in the middle. I added some more pepper. What was I talking about? And this is really awesome dish that you can set aside, put it into the refrigerator, and take out a bunch of times throughout the week, or maybe you'll eat it all in one sitting. I don't know. And like I was saying, if you're vegan, you can substitute the heavy whipping cream for coconut milk, and you can also substitute the chicken stock with vegetable stock. Okay, so you can make it vegan friendly for you or vegetarian friendly, whatever your preference. And if you're gonna do the coconut, just make sure that you add it at the very, very end. Do not cook it for very long whatsoever. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you enjoyed that little snippet of Hero right there for you guys. He's my cutie patootie, and I'm glad to be back. Hopefully I can make some more, and give me any suggestions that you have at the bottom of the comment section. So yeah, that was great. Love you, miss you. Bye.